Oh my God. All right, so everything's done. I just went for a ride. This is it. This is the Cure big block alcohol top end Starvation. This is it. All right, so we're going to be replacing the fuel pump on this Mikuni Super BN with the block off plate. This is part number. This is the Mikuni part number. Actually, that's not the Mikuni part number. Let me give you the Mikuni part number. So, if you're having fuel starvation problems with a Mikuni Super BN carburetor, these are a couple of part numbers you might want to take down. This top number is the pump number. This says BN 34/126. The 34 is just a part number, but that's the same for all of them. You know, this isn't a 34, but it'll fit. And then this part number here is a metal Y fitting. Now, that's because the fuel pump that I'm replacing this pump with is a lot stronger. And the reason I'm doing this modification is to get a lot more fuel through this carburetor, so I'm not having any fuel starvation on the top end. So I've already unscrewed the pump off of this carburetor. So now what I'm going to do is take off this top plate, which is the diaphragm, and then I'm going to take off the secondary plate, and I'm going to take off this plastic piece, and I'm going to replace all of that with this plate, just like that. I'm going to take my screws and I'm going to screw it back in. I just want to make sure that these screws don't bottom out. On anything, because they're now kind of long. Looks like it's hitting right there. So, okay, so first problem, it looks like I'm gonna have to go source some smaller Phillips heads type bolts for this, because these ones seem to be bottoming out. I did take away about 3/4 of an inch of metal plating, so that's the first problem. If you are going to be doing this fuel pump block off, make sure you find out some small screws. I'll go find them and I'll tell you what the thread pitch is and what I ended up getting. So I'm going to run to the store, grab those now, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, so just got back. These are the stock fasteners. These are the new fasteners, stainless steel. Whenever you're dealing with methanol, you want to use stainless steel. Got a bunch of other fasteners. These are M6. These will fit side cover. These are M8 by 125. These are for exhausts. I only had one of these left, so I have one kind of janky bolt in there at the time, and one actual stainless fastener. So just grabbed a couple more exhaust fasteners, some side cover fasteners, and got all stainless steel. This is $3 for a single pack of these, so I grabbed about $40 worth of fasteners. So I'm going to switch over the flat and lock washer from the old fasteners to the new fasteners, to the stainless steel shorter ones, because this top plate here, the original ones, are just way too long. So we're going to put the stainless steel in and be right back. So that's all installed. Don't forget to leave the rubber gasket installed so that stays sealed. Now I will remove this hose clamp to remove the top part of this pulse pump fitting, and then we will install the new high pressure fuel pump. Oh my God. All right, so everything's done. I just went for a ride. This is it. This is the cure. Big block, alcohol, top end, starvation. This is it. You got to get this pump. You got to get the block off plate. So I got the fuel tank coming in. Goes 5/16 inch line, which is bigger than 1/4 inch. And that goes into the, oh, this pump is already loose. See, it vibrated loose. These aren't long enough. So anyhow, 5/16 line comes in, and that comes to 2 lines out. I got it in a T, which is bad for flow. I need to get a Y, and it'll have even more fuel pressure. But I got it into a T that comes down to the inlet for the fuel in, and then the fuel out is the same. The return line back to the tank. You know, this thing, it used to run out of steam at like 5 or 6 grand, and it used to just kind of pull kind of really lazy up to 7. This thing is like a fucking freight train. If you guys are running big blocks and you got all that torque down low, you have to do this mod. You got to get the Super B in with the block off plate and this crazy ass $70 Mikuni fuel pump. That gives you the fuel pressure you need. Unbelievable. It pulls like a freight train. I almost died. I was coming by where I normally go, and I normally get up to about 70 miles an hour, and it just kept going, and I was like in my head thinking like, you know, should I stop, or I got to see what it does, and I kept just thinking, oh, I got to see what it does, and I just kept holding it, and I was actually racing a motorcycle, and my girlfriend was actually pulled over on the side of the road, and I never see her, and she was pulled over for some reason, and I come flying by. I didn't even know she was there, and I was coming by this field, and I had about 125 feet to stop before like a T intersection. And I'm normally going about 70, and I normally stop way before that. I don't know how fast I was going. My Micron is out of batteries. This thing has no batteries in it. I didn't have my phone with my mile per hour gauge on it. Normally, you know, I'll be doing like 70 miles an hour at that point. But I was having fuel starvation problems. This thing just kept fucking pulling like a fucking animal. Like I was going, I don't even know how many RPMs. It just felt crazy. My torque converter damn near slung the weights out of the side. This thing was pissing friggin' fuel on my leg. Like, I've never heard the pipe sound like that. Like, it was just unbelievable. There was like 2 black dudes on the side of the road screaming, slow down. Like, they were scared for my life. It wasn't even like it was loud or anything. They were just scared for my life. Because 125 feet from this, you know, a T, a dead stop sign, like T, where cars are going by side to side at like 40, 50 miles an hour, I was approaching that at over like 100 miles an hour. And I only have a rear brake. And I was literally standing on the pegs. Now, I'm 300 pounds. I can't believe how fast this thing had me going. Honestly, with the jockey, there's nobody that could fucking touch this thing. I'm telling you right now, there's nobody that could touch this thing. And, I mean, I'm just like, my hands are shaking right now. I just can't even believe it. But you know, the thing's crazy. This is the fuel fix. Don't die, don't kill yourselves. Big block 460, alcohol fuel starvation problem. You know, Mikuni Super B pump block off with the big pump. This is what you do. Don't run it into a T, run the 2 lines into a Y and put that in. I just pulled my spark plug. It actually looks like I'm rich now, and I was lean. I could never get enough fuel. So this is awesome. I even felt like fuel was spraying out of the carburetor. This thing is crazy. Paul from Paul's Karts, you know, as you know, just killing it out here, guys. So, you know, just keep ripping and running and doing your thing. And hope this stuff helps you. And until next time, have a nice day.